Here we go. And we are up and live. All right, welcome to tonight's Good Vibe Tribe team call. Again, I am Jacqueline Hughes, and it is July 10th. For those of you that are watching this as a recording, I am a two-time leader of an two-time elite team. I've been a coach for 4.5 years. Meredith and I got started within a month of one another, so she is my coach. We are very much success partners and have built our businesses alongside one another. I'm a Success Club All-Star Legend. For those of you that are newer, that just means that the first 3 months of being a coach, I was a success starter and a Success Club All-Star Legend. So that meant for the first 3 months, I kind of jumped in, not quite knowing that I wanted to be a coach, but just kind of following everybody else's lead at that point in time, and fell in love with the process, hit Success Club, and then for 2 consecutive years plus after that, I continued to just non-negotiably hit Success Club, team leader, very much working on that next rung of organization leader, which soon some of my coaches will be there, and we will be on that next rung together. If you are a new coach to the Good Vibe Tribe, welcome. First and foremost, be sure you start your Beachbody Challenge. We are a product of the product first and foremost, and I firmly believe that it's because I fell in love with Shakeology and the process of doing the groups. Even though I was an exemplary challenger, I was committed to doing the process, and that was what gave me the leg up in sharing authentically and never making this feel salesy or inauthentic. It was about me being results, and like Meredith said here, getting results like a boss. Like, you are your business, so putting forth the effort, or maybe you've fallen off track, making sure you jump back into the mix by doing your personal development, doing the workouts from start to finish on a program, submitting those to Beachbody for the Beachbody Challenge, encouraging those that are joining you to do the same thing will relight your fire. I love a quote, each month, if you hit Success Club, Beachbody actually sends you a prize. And one of them was a guest speaker that they just had talk to us this morning. And she said something that I wrote down here because I loved it, the way just she phrased it. Energy isn't something that comes to us, it's something we make. So if you feel like it's not coming to you, you need to step up and make it yourself, and a big part of that is making sure that you're committed to your challenge. Number 2, go through the welcome email that your coach sent you. If you never got one, reach out to your upline diamond coach or star diamond coach, myself, Meredith, one of the other star diamonds on the team. We will send you one, and make sure that you get a getting started right call. Make sure that you are connected to the team page, the website, goodvibetribecoaches.com. That should say, and start the quick start training on the website. It says new coaches start here. The beautiful thing about that website is that it's all so that you can be self-paced and take yourself through the motions. But at the top of every month, we do offer a 10-day guided training. It's always led by either one of the star diamond or diamond coaches here in the Good Vibe Tribe, and we actually help you put all of that knowledge into action, because this is an action-based business. If you're not taking the actions, you can't expect to see results. It's just like your fitness. If you only do it for one day, you're not going to see the results, but if you do consistently day by day, and that's what that training is meant to do. So make sure that you are in that training. It starts the first Monday of every month, but until that point, access the team training website, do the new Coach Quick Start, or any of the other trainings. We have phase 1, phase 2, entrepreneur trainings for the higher level coaches. So those are all there. Hit Success Club 6, find your first 3 challengers. That's what I was talking about when I said I was a success starter. I hit Success Club those first 3 months just by sharing with people that I knew were in a similar boat to me. It's not that I felt like I was at some kind of level where I had any business coaching people, but I was in a position where I had started something that I felt really excited about, and I wanted my nearest and dearest to join me. And I'm going to be getting into how I did that in tonight's topic, along with what you do if you can't reach out to the people that are nearest and dearest to you, or reach out to people that you've already burned through all those people. But if you are in this space right now, hitting Emerald, which means that you have 2 coaches that have joined you, oftentimes those are also the same people that join you for your first challenge. That's how it was for me. I had invited some other friends that I knew were looking to lose baby weight along with me. They joined me, and it fell in love with the process so much so that some of them wanted to just join as coaches to be a discount coach. Some of them wanted to be actual business builders. So find that out for yourself using some of the things I'm going to show you tonight, but make it your non-negotiable every single month. There's some statistic, I'm not big on statistics, but they give us a big slide at Summit that said that it's like some exorbitant amount of like success points. If you have Success Club 5, you out-earn. If you have Success Club 10, you out-earn Success Club 5 earners, like 10 to 1. And then it goes even more beyond that. Obviously, if you're not hitting Success Club, also, it's the biggest predictor of your success over time in the business. So if you are doing the behaviors that we're teaching you to do and hitting those minimums each month, it will compound over time, and that's where you build that residual income. Also, as a success starter, you earn a free ticket to Summit. If you don't have your ticket yet, or you're a brand new coach, you can get a discounted ticket. If you haven't if you're just in your first 3 months as a coach, try to earn that free ticket. It's over a $200 value, and you can get it for free. Help your coaches do the same, and that's how you do so, by doing all the team trainings and get them involved in the same process that we just outlined here. And there's that boot camp at the top of the month. All right. Success Club board. This is shouting out all of those that already here on July, is it the 9th or the 10th? I thought it was the 10th. Maybe it's the 9th. That have already hit Success Club this far in the month. We've got Jessica Griffith at 18, Moira Casaba 16, Jolie 16, Kendra 14, Amber 14, Cheryl 10, myself at 8, Erin Hopkins at 8, Melissa 8, Courtney Burke 8, Emily 8, Mary Wright 8, Stacy Thompson 6, Michelle Harris. You're going to hear squealing in the back because I have 2 unruly little ones in the front room that are either occupying themselves or killing one another. I don't know, but we're going to find out real soon. Okay, Meredith Canal at 6. We have Holly Steyer at 6. Okay, Jess at 6. I'm just going to stick to first names. Elizabeth at 6. Leah at 6. Angela 6. Kristen Morris at 4, Jennifer at 4, Iona 4, Bethany 4, Alicia 4, lots of 4s. Almost there, guys. So close. Ashley at 4, Laura at 4, Lauren at 4, Amy 4, Kim, Ann, Heather, Dave, Allison, and Martha all at 4. So one more person you get to help. And I always frame this too, guys, as in this isn't just product. These are people. These numbers represent actual people. We are in a relationship-based business. This means that you, in your Success Club 4 Club, have 2 people that have said, yes, help me. I need your help. Let's do this. And you are now their coach. So that is a huge honor and great responsibility to take those 2 people on your wing. One of the questions tonight was, do I still run a group if I only have 1 or 2 people? Absolutely. You just pour into those people and you give them an amazing experience. That's how you learn to be a great coach. You can always link arms with another coach that's in a similar space as you, but it's oftentimes in those more intimate settings, whether that's a thread or a small group, and you're just able to really get them to interact with you. Maybe a text thread. Moira Casaba, one of the top coaches in the company right now, started all of her challenge groups just as text threads with her friends. So this is only limited by your imagination. Pour into the people that you have and keep bumping it up. Mac, why don't you bring her to me? Mac, Mac. Oh, good Lord. Pray for me. Pray for me what's going on out there. I have no idea. I have no idea right now. Okay, top producers. Moira Casaba topping the charts at 1701 with PV, the 1000 Club, myself, Bethany Brodigan, Meredith, and Jolie. We have lots on the board. This is amazing. Okay, just as an overview, if you are in this slide here, this means that you have residual income coming in and you are great at retention with customers. That means you have people that have joined you that are staying with you, and that is a good thing. It means that they're experiencing success and that you really give them a great experience. So we have Erin Hopkins, Jessica Griffith in the 900 Club, Kendra in 800, Courtney Burton 700, Heather and Angela in the 600, Margaret and Cheryl 500, Heather, Mary, Jesse, Erin, Katie, Catherine and Cece in the 400, and Christy, Megan, Courtney, Brady, Brittany Rhodes, Hannah, Kristen Morris, Susan, way to go, Kristen, Susan, Tripp, Ellen, Jennifer, Anna, and Jesse all in the 300 Club. If you couldn't tell, Kristen's one of my coaches, so I'm just giving her a little extra love right there. New Emerald coaches, we have Joelle and Whitney, and Jinda. Is that a J? I don't like when she uses this cursive writing. Now I feel bad. Okay, I think it's Jinda. Jinda. Okay, and Jessica, congratulations. This means that you have opened up a new avenue of revenue for your business. Not only are you commissions-based, but now you've opened the doors to building a community and a team. As one person, you can only help so many, but as an Emerald coach, you start to cause that ripple effect where you teach people what you know, and they help people, who in turn help people, who in turn help people. 1 second, real quick. That's getting a little crazy, and I need to go grab them. McKenna, what is happening? Oh, we're quiet. Let's continue on. Okay. I'm back. Sorry, guys. see, I'm going to show you that you can make this happen despite the crazy town that you live amongst. Hello.
Jax.
Yes.
It's Courtney.
Hey.
Let me know if you need help too. I can always pop in and help out. Like, I am here.
So glad you're here. Okay. So we're going right now, but if I need you to take over, I'll have you pop in. So we have a new Star Diamond coach, official 2-star Diamond coach. It's Jen Hines. Jen is on Team Together Rising. She's an amazing, amazing coach. She is a mom and works full-time, y'all. So she is building this business while also juggling work and little ones and, like all of us, life. So huge shout out to Jen. Super excited for you, love. That's an amazing accomplishment. Something amazing happens at 2-star as well that I'll note here. It means that you can open up another you. You can duplicate yourself in your business. You essentially get to be a coach all over again in your own organization. So now Jen gets to open up another Jen Hines, and she's amazing. So that just means that she's going to get to build out a whole other avenue of in her business. Okay, hop on. So just to give you a little background, you guys, as we get started. So I am, for those of you that do not know me, sorry if I'm flashing you. I am a military spouse, mom of 2, and business owner. So I do this from home with my little ones. Typically, this one's napping, but today she's not feeling well, and my other one has walking pneumonia. I share that because I want you to understand that I am well-versed in making this business work despite the crazy that goes on in life. And tonight I wanted to share one of the topics. Can we not do that? Can we not? I was reviewing some of the questions that you guys had asked, and one of them was how to invite. A lot of times I get asked how to juggle it all. So I'm really going to dial in tonight some of the ways that, one, despite everything that I have going on in my life, I'm able to non-negotiably put forward the business building behaviors that it takes to grow, not only sustain, but grow this business. And also I'm going to give you some guidelines and show you how I make that possible, how I interact with people. If I can, I'll get more into social media specifics, but I think that's pretty much going to take us up to time. And then I might have Courtney pop in and give some of her insights, depending on how this little one decides to cooperate with mama. So thank you for those of you that actually answered what questions you want to have trained on, because really, we want these calls to be moving you forward in your business. And for that reason, I am going to have you do something that I actually do along with the leadership of my team every week, every Monday. And we're going to make this a much more interactive experience for you. So if you've already put your power hour in, you get the bonus of an additional power hour right now with me, because I feel like there's no better way to learn and really get momentum in this business than there is by actually doing it. So one of the things I'm going to have you do is right now open up a second browser window for yourself on your computer or device, or get out a piece of paper and a pencil and take notes on what you're going to do right as soon as we get done with this call, because I want you to walk away from it having done something, utilizing this hour to not just absorb information, but to actually be able to put it into action and move it forward, right? So that's first and foremost. Second, I am a huge believer through lots of personal development and in my own action that until, especially you guys, what I've going on here, if that's not evidence enough that I need to be able to snap myself back into a state where I can be productive and proactive and sometimes more positive, like, come on, I'm living proof right here. So one of the things that I non-negotiably do before I spring into action is I get up here straight. And the way that I do that is through a couple of ways. First and foremost, I want you to write down on the top of the paper that you have 3 words. 3 words to describe how you want people to feel or what you want them to get from you when you engage with them. And this matters a lot, because as we start to reach out and as we start to post and as we start to come into these interactions, these 3 words are going to be what you want people to feel coming from you, the energy you want them coming from you. You want them to leave that engagement with you thinking, oh my gosh, Megan is so positive, energetic, like I need some of that shiz in my life. Like whatever those things are that you want somebody to be like, yes, I love how put together she is. Whatever it is that resonates with you that you really want people walking away from that experience, write those down in big, bold letters, underline them, highlight them. Those are the things that we want to embody as we move forward. And when we seed our mind with those kind of qualities, it changes how we're going to interact with people. And yes, Megan just wrote hers. I would love for you guys to write yours. Type them in the box. I want to see everybody's. This is what's going to give you emotional juice. This is what's going to fire you up. Even when you don't feel like it and you've got snot-nosed little ones hanging on your arm or your boob in my case, and you got another one coughing up along in the other room, or you've got like laundry that needs to be done. Channel the 3 things that you want. I don't want everybody thinking I'm a hot mess express. I'm legitimately a happy, pretty put together person considering the circumstances. So come forward with what you want to be delivered, right? Second thing I personally do, and this pertains to me, it doesn't have to pertain to you, I always either say, like, you can say a mantra, you can say a prayer, I say a prayer in my case, but it's something to bring forth the energy that I want those 3 words, and like to call on something higher than me, because let's be real, to get stuff done sometimes on a day-to-day basis, you need something outside of yourself to give you that juice. Like I read that quote, energy isn't something that comes to us, it's something we make. And sometimes I need to call on something bigger than me to make that energy show up for me in my life. So whatever that is for you, just give it a little humana, humana, humana. Let's do this damn thing. It can be jumping up and down, but to help you along with that today, the other thing that I do to give myself that edge is we do a little music. My team loves this because we're going to make an ass of ourselves. And if you want to get your boomerangs ready or your phones ready, do it. Do it now. Get the phones. All right, because what I'm going to do is we're going to play a little music, and y'all are going to get up, and I can see all of you. So everybody up, stand up, come on, because we're going to get ready to do the damn thing. That's what we call our trainings in our page, and we're going to be ready to take some action. You ready? Here we go. Let's get some volume. Yes, I know this is for you, Megan. It's for you. Here we go. Jump it up. Kai's going to love this. Ready? Get it. Yeah. This has real effects on y'all. Kai loves it. Hands in the air. Woo! All right. Now, we won't go crazy, but y'all, that shiz works. If you need to snap yourself out of a funk real quick and be able to reach people on another level, you need to first get to that other level. So whatever works for you, maybe it's not my booty shaking music, maybe it's something else for you, but you can do it. You can make it happen. All right, so now that we're there, now that we've done this, like we call it priming, we're priming our system to feel jazzed. Do you feel a little bit happier about what it is we do as a coach and how we show up than you did when you sat down for this boring call that you thought you were gonna have to sit and listen to for an hour? Yes, thumbs up. Yeah, I feel better about it. Awesome. So do you think that what you are going to do as a coach and reaching out to connect with somebody right now is a lot more vibrant and is going to be felt on the receiving end of that than if you would just sit down and be like, oh my God, I have a challenge group. I don't even know what I'm going to invite to. I don't even know if anybody's going to say yes. Nobody's even gotten back to me yet from the last 10 times I've invited, right? So now we're going to be able to reach out to people a little bit more excited about what it is we do. And if you ever feel, and you're going to feel, it's totally normal to feel burnt out, stressed, discouraged, but this is how you nip that in the ass. And the only person that can do that is you. So that being said, where we need to go from here is one, you should be doing, this isn't a call about how to post to your social media. We have lots of posts on that. If you are doing that on a consistent basis, it can be whatever your niche market is on. Instagram, if you're a very visual person, stories, great way to invite, using stories, using polls. Pinterest, if you're a great blogger, you should be utilizing Pinterest. Some people are great on video. YouTube, find your place, share. We can do more of a training on that later. You should always have an avenue where soft invites are going out regularly. What I mean by that is like today, for instance, if you go to my page, it didn't get as much traction on my personal page as my like page, but I asked people, I called them out. I said, I'm doing a 25-minute workout. It was my workout video. So I'm doing my product of the product, my personal accountability. I weaved in some of my personal development because it was about time management, and I'm doing a book about time management right now. And I said, I spend 25 minutes doing a workout daily. Be real and admit that you spend 25 minutes scrolling social media. That resonates with my people because they're moms that are busy and maybe a tad bit overwhelmed. And what they're doing right now is they're scrolling social media looking for a distraction from their life, and I'm calling them out. I'm speaking to them in the heart of them. You need to get in the mindset of the person that you're trying to reach and then say what it is that you want them to do and be direct about it. I think sometimes we're way too like, oh, I don't want to hurt any feelings or offend. It's not about offending. It's about being real and giving them a way to understand, let them know that you understand where they're at. So once that happened, I did have people that gave me what I asked for. I gave a call to action and I said, hey, if you want info on this, give me a muscle icon in the comments below. Sometimes I'll say click on, I try things out all the time because with the different algorithms changing, sometimes I need to mix things up. You want engagement, period, end of story. So the more comments or likes that you can get on a post, the more that post is going to go out to everybody that liked and comments friends on their friends list. I love you. I appreciate your comments, yes. It's going to go out to more people in your network. It's going to get more affinity. So whatever you can do to up that, there's tons of trainings on this, and maybe we'll reserve that for another time on how to up your engagement. But think about asking a question, asking them to drop an emoji, say double tap, say sharing is caring, pass this along. Think about the content that you're putting out. Maybe you want to be sharing a recipe or an inspirational quote, and that's not one that you pull from Pinterest. It's one that you devise of your own so that they want to hit share on their page, and ask them for what you want them to do. Because when you ask for it, more chances are that they're going to give it to you. So once that happens, I look at who's liked those posts. Those are warm people. They are already getting used to you. But I want to say this. It is going to take at least 7 to 10 on average touches, meaning interactions, with you to get warmed up to the idea of joining you. It's not something that out of the gate somebody's going to be like, yes, give me whatever it is you have to offer, especially now in this day and age where people are inundated by different types of network marketers, by different types of products and programs. We want to be the exemption to that. We want people to understand that we are not just sharing a product with them. Oh, dear Lord, thank you. We're sharing a relationship. We want to engage with them. In order to do that, you have to be interactive with them. So what do I mean by that? The first thing every morning that I do, and we're going to do right now together, and I can share my screen with you for those of you that aren't familiar with this, so let me get this set up. We are going to go into Facebook. And if you have already done this for the day, awesome. You're a step ahead of the game. But I'm going to share my screen with you. You're good. Right there. Right there. We're going to go into Facebook. I know, Baba. I know. And we're going to go into the birthdays column. Sometimes if it's on your phone, you can look over in the column. I just always type in birthdays, and it types up birthdays of your friends. It'll pull up everybody in your friends list that has a birthday. So say, see y'all. I haven't done mine today because I knew I was doing this call and I wanted to share it with you. So what will I do? I'll type in happy. And if I know this person personally, I might even send them a voice memo and sing to them. I might, throw in some extra emojis. I'll say, hope you're doing this. Your second window should be open. You should all be doing this. Hope you have a great one. And there you go. Now, really what I would do is I'd go to each of these people's pages first to see, make sure their life was going well so that it wasn't like their dog died today and I'm saying, hope you had a great birthday. And they're like, oh my God, my dog died. Okay, so you want to make sure that you kind of do a social check. But I'm sending this one, I copy, paste it, send, copy, paste, send. So why do I do that? I do that because now anytime that I've engaged with those people, them and anybody that's on their friends list sees my engagement with them. It bumps anything that I then post after that fact to the top of their news feed. So I now have wished them all happy birthday. I do that every single day. Every day. I wish everybody happy birthday. Then I will go to, usually, I'll go home or to my page and I'll look at my friends. I'm always adding to my friends list. Usually people that have liked one of my posts. Oh, come on, now you're going to be slow. I'll go to my friends list and the recently added, which are usually the people that are coming to me via Instagram or from my like page. If I've sent them an ad to my personal page. But you can do the same thing from your like page. And for some reason, this doesn't like me right now, so it's not wanting to cooperate. Yeah. So I'll go to these, and any friend that's been recently added, you can sort this. If you're under your friends tab, there's a tab that usually says recently added. Go to them. I'll go to their pages first, and I'll just start. Here, let me think of one. Who recently? Oh, I know, Tara. Okay. And there it is. So Tara and I just recently became friends. We've been interacting today already. We are new friends. I'm going to go. She shared. So this is funny. So we just became friends today. She reached out to me about my challenge group. She's already sharing from my freebie group, which I'm going to share about in a second, this video. So she just shared. I added her to my group today, and she's already on social media sharing what she's learning in my group. How cool is that? I love that. So I'm going to like this because I love that she's already love that. I hope you guys are looking at a friend that you recently friended, looking at their page right now and leaving a comment. That should be a definite thing you should do. If you can't do it right now, make a note to yourself that that's something you want to do, is to do this. Love that this resonated with you. And I'm going to send that to her. And then I'm going to like her. I'm going to go to post that I think, oh my gosh, this is her cutie little boy. Love it, love it. And I'm going to leave it at that because I don't want to seem crazy, right? Okay, so you guys, you can simply do that for a few handful of people. Obviously, the more that you do of that daily, the more engagement you're going to have because you're going to form connections. Those count as touches. Those count as connections. They're not necessarily, hey, join my challenge group, but they are you showing up as a person caring about another person. And if you want them to start to look at your stuff on your page and start to come to you as a source of inspiration, you need to be showing up for them in that capacity first. So reach out to just a handful of people. We also use this thing on our team that Carl, the CEO, had introduced. It's called swinging donuts. So if you know that as a baseball reference, it means that you show up and you swing just a weighted bat to warm up your swing before a baseball game. It's called swinging donuts. The same principle applies in coaching. You want to get yourself warmed up just like we did that priming exercise in talking to people. So just send out some invites without second guessing it. There's that whole point where you start to think too much, and that's the point at which you're going to lose momentum as a coach, when you start thinking, well, what if they say no? Or what is this person going to think? And in those moments, when I catch myself doing that before I swing my donuts, I think, what do I really know about what's going on in this person's life to judge that they don't need what I have to offer? What if what I am going to reach out and share with them today is going to be the most positive thing that has happened to them all day? Who am I to stand in the way of passing forward what's helped me in my life? And I think sometimes as coaches, we stop believing, or we lose some of the excitement around the solutions that we have and the energy and the community that we have because it becomes so familiar to us. But to the people that are outside of what we have looking in, what we have to share is so special. And I want you to stop yourself in those moments and think, who am I to stand in the way of someone else's happiness? Because by not sharing what I've learned and the community that I'm now a part of, I'm holding back from somebody. I'm stealing them and robbing them of this opportunity instead of being willing to share with them. And sometimes that's all the kick in the ass that I need to be willing to get out of my own way and step onto the other side of that fear so that I help them, right? So who are those people that you've already predetermined in your mind don't need what you have to offer? You know who I'm talking about. You've psyched yourself out from talking to them. You've decided that they already have it all figured out. And I want you to stop it. I don't want you to write their names down. And then if you're not, I want you to do it right now. Once you have it written out what you want to say, or just checking in. Start the conversation. It doesn't even have to be a solid invite to your group at this point. I just want you to start the conversation now. Hey, I checked out your page. I saw you just got back from a trip. That looked awesome. Start it with something benign. Eventually, you need to get the cojones to say, I have an amazing group coming up, which brings me to my next point. What do you have coming up? Oftentimes, we don't take action and you are afraid to invite because you haven't put the time into deciding what you're inviting to. Now, with that being said, one of the first things that I did as a new coach was had a free group. Back in the day, it was all the rage to have a free clean eating challenge. That's all Meredith and I ran. Free cleaning challenge after free clean eating challenge. You guys have so many more tools to utilize now that are amazing. So I'm just going to throw out a few, but I also know that we have a file under our Soul Warriors on our page, which is an entire file full of free group ideas. But I'm going to throw out a few for you right now. Things you guys have that we did not. You have BOD, which people can get 2 free weeks of. And you can put together an ab challenge. So you can go and pull a blank calendar template off of Google, pull all the 15 to 10 minute ab workouts from all the different programs and plug those into days and say, I'm going to do a 5 or 10 day ab challenge. Free to you, join me, set up a Facebook group, throw that calendar in there and guide them through just the ab work. Do a free clean eating challenge. There's tons of guides that we offer you to guide you through on how to have people do that. You also now have Clean Week. They don't even need to put their credit card information in, you guys. All they have to do is access the link. Go to your Team Beachbody FAQ, type in Clean Week, and it will not only show you how to get somebody set up with the Clean Week access, it will also give you a program guide. They tell you exactly what to post on what day. You don't even have to come up with content. It comes up for you. I mean, bananas, right? That being said, you can also do the same thing for the ab challenge. Go to your FAQ or to the Beachbody blog and type in ab workouts, best foods for abs, or you can go to Pinterest and type in best food for abs. And that's the stuff you can post day to day in your group. You can post like the top 10 foods to help you get shredded core, or you can do all the booty workouts from BOD. You can do a 5-day booty calendar, pull out all the booty workouts, and then go and put your own little customized thing together for that. Now that's the fitness and nutrition side of the house. You can also do a sugar detox. I know we have a guide for that. You could do a budgeting Dave Ramsey system. Let's say you've gotten yourself out of Hawker and you're in the process, you could do a budgeting system. You know what I love about that one is when people have money objections, you can be like, join my free 5-day Dave Ramsey budgeting thing, and let's save the money that you need so you can buy a challenge pack and get in my challenge group. Amazing, right? Not only that, one of my favorite ones, because I'm a huge personal development junkie, and I'm doing it right now because I was so inspired by hearing from Sean Acor at Summit. I'm leading a happiness advantage. It's called a happiness hygiene challenge and digital book club. Dude, I had a response from this like I have never had response to a free group ever before in my life, because people are like, yes, get happy. How do I do that? Sign me up. And it's wonderful because the Happiness Advantage walks you through how to help somebody make happiness intentional. I haven't even read the whole book yet. Oh my God, my husband's home. Hallelujah. Oh my goodness, hold on a second. I have never been so happy to see you in my life. Okay, so I'm going to hand off the baby in just a second, you guys. 1 second. So, Courtney, are you sure you want to have a baby? Is this good birth control for you? Okay. Hi, honey. So excited.
Keep it up. All the good birth control. All the good birth. I'm going to drink my wine and watch the team call. It's great.
All right. Here you go. Yay, Daddy's home. Okay.
We'll just stand in the background awkwardly like this. Say hi. Say hi.
All right, so the great thing about doing it based on personal development, you guys, is one, you get to learn and fill your cup as you're actively pouring into others. So it's going to be you learning the concept, or maybe it's a book you've already done, but it's going to reinforce your knowledge about that piece of personal development. A good one is Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. You're helping somebody get into a routine, shifting their mindset. Another great one is Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, or The Slight Edge. I'm loving the Happiness Advantage so much that I think I'm either going to do another one on the heels of this one, or I'm going to have everybody that's in it roll into one of Sean's other books, like Big Potential. One of my favorite authors that's amazing for personal development mixed with physical is Dan Millman. I love this book, No Ordinary Moments. He has another one called Laws of Spirit. Meredith does she's done great ones in the past for Ayurveda if you're much more yogi-minded, or you want to do like a meditation one. I had great success doing an inversion one once. I used PIO as the program that I was helping them work up to, and I did a flexibility and inversion freebie group. You are only limited in your free groups by your own imagination. There's been crock pot free groups, glass jar salad free groups, like healthy, clean eating for kids. Kid and parent like lunchbox as we approach, like those of you that school age kids, as we approach school starting, why not do a 5-day clean lunches for kids freemium? There's so many ways, and we do these because we want people to get warmed up to, one, us as a coach. It's a proven methodology in this type of business to offer something for free before you ask somebody to join you. How many times do you see that, hey, get my free guide, my 5-day to abs, my 5-day whatever, and maybe you're really gifted at graphics, you guys, and instead of and you're like, I don't really want to run a group, put together a PDF. You don't have to have a free group. Maybe you want to put together a PDF. Maybe you are really good with writing out recipes or ideas, and you want to put together a guide. You want to offer them something to get to know you, and then start to use that connection to foster a relationship so that when you do have your big shout out, like, hey, I'm going to start mentoring people to build a business alongside of me, and I have loved getting to connect with you in this free group, and I think you would be an amazing fit. This person, Tara, already, like, my mind is blowing because I'm like, oh my gosh, she's already sharing my content from the free group. She already filled out my health assessment. I definitely have a mental note now to reach back out to her and be like, dude, I know you're a nurse as well. Have you ever considered, she's already opened up to me, she doesn't want to work full time anymore. That's my invitation, right? To say, you should consider doing something like I do. Would you like to join my next sneak peek? Like my next behind the scenes, I call them. Also, that's the other thing. Call it something fun. All my sneak peeks, everybody was calling it sneak peeks. So now we call them No Boss Life. We've done side hustle workshop, part-time workshop, full-time mom, part-time side hustler. Like, call it something that resonates with the people that you're trying to reach, you know? Don't just call it the same thing everybody else is calling it. Put some love into it that you know will speak to the people that you're trying to connect with. All right, so those are my free group ideas. Now, the whole idea of a free group, guys, infuse value into them. And don't ever be worried about how much is too much. There is no such thing. Like, you need to give them a good hop and dose, because what they're going to think to themselves is, holy crap, if this is what I'm getting out of these 5 days or 10 days with her, imagine what I'm going to get if I decide to join her as a coach. And that's what you're working up to. You're going to weave in, this is what I do with Shakeology. This is how I set up my workouts. This is how this is me going live, showing you behind the scenes of my life. And then on the final day, or the second to last day, you're going to say, hey, if you enjoyed being a part of this community, I know that I enjoyed leading you through it. You should definitely consider joining my whatever challenge you have starting on the heels of that, and give them that invite. Then don't stop there. You need to actually message them personally. Whoever it is, say, hey, I noticed that maybe you only were accountable the first couple days. I wanted to make sure you saw some of the other content. I'm going to leave the group open for a few days, but I really think that you would benefit from starting my next group. I love the way, and I started doing this myself, Meredith goes about this from the very beginning of the free group. She sets the expectation that while the free group's going to be an amazing value, that based on their goals, the best source of what they're going to get out of it is by joining her challenge group. So before they're ever even in the free group, they're already thinking, hey, I'm only going to get a fraction of what she says I'm going to need to get the result that I want. And how does she know what result they're going to want? Both she and I and a lot of the other coaches on this page have something simple called either a jot form or a type form. I can show you guys mine if you'd like. It's super simple. Don't overcomplicate it by any means. It's just a quick form where you can ask those basic questions that you need to know to get to know somebody. And I formulate it that way. I tell them, I want to get to know you, because really that's the most important piece, is me getting to know more about you. I can gladly share what it is I offer, but until I get to know you better, it's really not, because oftentimes they've gotten to know me because I post so much on social media, right? So here we go. Let me pull up my page so that I have it ready to go. All right, I'm gonna share this with you. So anytime I throw out, hey, join me, and I'll show you some of my scripts in a moment, we'll move over to that. I send them my health assessment link. The health assessment link, why is this being weird? Okay, now let's try this again. The health assessment link answers some questions. So I loaded mine. So Meredith has a jot form where it's just very simple header. I decided to just make a little video. And if you watch this video, all it says is what a challenge group is. It's very short. I think it's 5 minutes. So in this video, here, you can play. Oh, there we go. Hey there, I am Jacqueline Hughes. I'm so excited that you're here to learn a little bit more about the Viva Vita Wellness community. Okay, and this could be for anything. You could have one that's just for Lift 4. You could have one that's for your free group. What this does is, yes, it took me time to put it together on the front end, but now all I have to do is send this link to them, and I say, and they watch this little video, and it's essentially me telling them what I do in my challenge group. In my challenge group, you get me as your coach. It's a community of women. You're going to have access to all my recipes, tools, resources. I'd love to have you join us. I did one for my free group. I let them know, hey, we're going to be doing this happiness challenge. This is what it's going to be all about, and I'll send that link out. So then they get to see it bullet pointed, everything I talk about. They see it bullet pointed, and then it says, if you are a pre or postnatal, you want to fill out this assessment. If you're just not in one of those phases, click here, and it takes them to another type form. Now that whole page can be omitted, and then I reiterate the whole video here if they missed it the first time, because sometimes I'll just send them directly to this link. They click start, and all I'm asking them is for the answers to these questions. So again, remember I said that Meredith will say, hey, based on the goals that you said you wanted to reach, I really do recommend my 21 or 30-day group or having a BOD subscription so that we can work on this for the next X amount of time together. But this is how she learns it, by collecting this type of information. What's the best email? Are you UK? Do you have a coach? Usually at the end of mine, it says, do you have a coach that you're already working with? I have them pick like where they want to be, where they are, kind of thing. You don't have to do something that fancy. You can, mind you guys, I put these together over the course of 4.5 years. Yours can be very simple. Just ask questions. What most interested you about connecting with me, and what's your primary goal? What would you say your current obstacle is? This is super important to ask them, because this right here, you guys, this is how you're going to answer any objection. They're going to tell you what their biggest obstacles and struggles are, and you're going to say that you have the answer to these struggles and how. If they say, I have a sweet tooth, you're going to come back and say, I hear you, so do I, or if you don't, I always say, so do I. This is what's helped me, and I can plug Shakeology. If they say, they're short on time, they don't have time workouts, I'm like, I hear you. That's why I use Beachbody On Demand. I can fit anywhere from 10 to 15, 20-minute workouts in, and I can do it with my kids crawling all over me from the comfort of my home without finding childcare. That resonates with a lot of people. I asked them how I added this one in because I really want them to explain to me, because then I can use keywords that they share with me. I will use their exact words. I copy and paste their exact words back into their email, and I say, you shared that you get lazy with food. You shared that you have a sweet tooth, and I'll use the exact verbiage they use. There's power in using the same terminology that they used with you, because that's the terminology that originated from them. And so if you put it in your own words, even though it might be only slightly different, it's not going to hit home for them as solidly as if you exactly cut and copy what they told you their struggle is, and you reiterate it back to them. Plus, it shows that you're listening to them, that you actually paid attention to them as a person, and that you want to help them on their level. When you used to be active, what were some of the activities you like? I asked this because we have a whole BOD library, and I want them to know, because I'm going to share with them that in our group, they're going to get access to certain kinds of workouts. And if they tell me they hate yoga, but they love lift and hit, but my description of BOD leads with yoga, that's bad. We don't want to, we want them to see first and foremost what resonates with them. So if they say, I love lifting, resistance, I'm not so big on cardio, my description of BOD is going to say, you're going to get access to this many different types of resistance programs, some intermittent stretching that's going to help you be a better lifter. If they say that they're into yoga, I'm going to lead with, there's an online yoga studio built into BOD, and you're going to have the opportunity to explore PIO, and I'm going to word it. So that's a great question to ask. What do you do? Who do you look for motivation and inspiration? This tells me about their support system, and it tells me how much I need to share with them about the community that it is that I host and how they're going to be welcomed into that space. What have you tried before that hasn't worked for you? These questions are ones that used to be that I would send out an email, and I'd ask them to answer all these questions once they would be interested in the challenge. So I used to go about it saying, hey, if you're interested, drop this down below, drop an emoji or drop a comment. And then I would send them this list of questions, and I would get crickets back. Have you guys ever had that happen? Hands? Anybody had that happen? Yeah, nothingness. So by putting it in a form, and the terminology matters, by saying, can you help me get to know you better? Because I would love to provide you information, but so much of what I do is customizable. So I want to get to know you better. Here's a free health assessment that I offer to everybody that I work with. Let's take it and find out if this partnership would be a good fit. You are offering them something of value just by offering them your health assessment, but really you're collecting valuable content that you need to be able to formulate your response as a coach and to have it be very personalized in what you have to offer, right? So just taking 15 minutes to put together a form like that. Meredith uses Jot form. I think Amy uses either that. Google has one built into Gmail called Gmail Forms. I use Typeform just because I like the layout of it, but all of them are good. That's all you need to do. Even like this one, and I know Jotform does too, you can even set up an automatic response. I don't have mine set up to automatically respond because I like to customize each response, and I'm not pulling in Ashley Molstad numbers of 200 people, 200 challengers in a month, so I can customize, my individual ones. So make sure that you're doing it for you and the people that are going to connect with you to most resonate. right? Because again, 7 to 10 touches, write that somewhere. Every time you get discouraged with somebody not getting back to you, ask yourself, have I given them a chance to get to know me? Have we had 7 to 10 touches? Because the people you connect with this month, if you're consistent with sharing on your social media and following up with them, they might be your challengers next month. They might be your challengers the month after that. Or in some cases, people have taken 6 months or a year. Remember, it's about their journey, and it's who's most consistent and who possesses the most conviction in their goals that's going to win the endurance race in this. So if you are here in a year from now, still doing what you're doing, and there's people that said no to you this month, 10 to 1, I'm going to tell you that they're going to join you. 100%, like I'm almost going to say 100%. Like I've been in this 4.5 years, and I don't think that there's one person that I've ever reached out to, including my own stepfather, who is a pediatrician and was overweight and was like, "You're doing what? Why on earth would you not go back to nurse?" Like, huge skeptic. 1.5 years in, no, not even 1.5 years. 1 year in, he was at my house, and I hear him in the kitchen, and he's mixing up a Shakeology and dissecting the ingredients. And you know who the whole last year of his practice, of his pediatric practice, was like one of my number 1 referrals? Him, to all of his patients. It's who possesses the most belief in themselves and what they're doing and has the longest amount of endurance that will win the race. So if you struggle with the belief, you need to work on that personal development, setting that, like priming, getting yourself jazzed, remembering it, what we have to offer, how you're going to be able to hand that to somebody and be like, "Hey, this is how it's helped me. I'm not sure how it's going to help you, but I know that it's going to add something to your life. And isn't that worth a shot?" If somebody's giving you an objection, don't steer away from that. I always say lean into the objections. One, they're going to help you grow as a coach. They're going to help you bolster your knowledge in that area. Say, "I don't know. I'm not sure. Let me get back to you on that." Be honest about it. Or say, "I'm so glad you asked me that." And if you know the answer, tell them. If not, say, "I'm so glad you asked me that." I say that even if it's a question that scares the shit out of me. Somebody asks, "Well, how do you make this not seem salesy and gimmicky?" If somebody asks me if it's a pyramid scheme, the first thing out of my mouth is, "I am so glad you asked me that," because I think it's one of the biggest misconceptions of this business. And we are in a relationship-based business. It's unlike any other company that models them similarly, because everything else is product structured and we are relationship structured. And I love that because the coaching network actually started itself. And then I tell them the little story. And if you guys don't know it, you need to commit it to memory, because I don't know if you guys know this, but the coaching network actually started itself back in the very beginning stages of Beachbody, which continues to expand globally. So if you get the objection that, "Oh, it's saturated and there's no room at the top," you can immediately say, "We just expanded into the UK. And how many people do you know that need help with their health and wellness?" Like, we live in a state of abundance, but it's how you choose to see what's happening in front of you, whether or not it's abundance or lack. Back to the story of how we got started. In its infancy, Beachbody, who's about to have their 20th anniversary, was a bomb in not social media, infomercial company. They were putting out top of the line programs, but they genuinely care. And if you haven't been to a live Beachbody event and heard Carl and all of them speak, you learn at those events that there is some serious heart behind all of the products that they put forward. So all that they were putting into these top of the line fitness programs, they wanted people to use them, and they acknowledged that people were buying them. They were sitting on shelves, but they did acknowledge that the bulk of people that were sending in their results photos were coming out of chat rooms. So before there was Facebook, social media, there were chat rooms. And in these chat rooms, people were supporting one another, peer-to-peer support. What does that sound like? In these programs, they're saying, "Hey, I'm doing P90X," or "I'm doing Insanity." And they're supporting one another. So Beachbody reached out and said, "Hey, we love what you're doing. What if we put together an earning potential for you guys to keep the referrals?" They didn't know what they wanted to call it yet, but they just threw out feelers. And they were like, "Yeah, we'd do that. We'd support people, especially if we got money back. Are you kidding? That's awesome." I always remind myself of that. When I get people that thinking that this is a pyramid scheme, this started out, this whole initiative, this whole coaching network started as a peer-to-peer support. So when people think that they need to come in and be personal trainers or possess all this knowledge, at the essence of what it is we do, you guys, it's making those personal connections. It's saying, "I don't have it all figured out, but I'm going to be super real and relatable with you guys and help you do this alongside me. And I may fumble and I may need your support, but if you're down to do this with me, let's do this together. Let's do the damn thing," And that's really at the heart of what it is we have to offer. So if you ever get stuck in the mindset of you don't possess enough knowledge, you guys, that's crazy. And one of the quotes I wanted to read to you today, was directly out of the happiness challenge that I'm doing right now. And I heard this, he was sharing it in a section 2 of what we're doing. And I love it because it speaks to growth. There's the people that are fixed mindset and they believe that their capabilities are already set. And you might be subscribing to that. You might believe that you are only, like, if you ever catch yourself saying, she is naturally outgoing, she's naturally athletic, this person's that. I'm not any of those things. You're subscribing to a fixed mindset. And instead, you have the ability to flip yourself into a growth mindset that is to believe that you can enhance your basic qualities through effort. And when you do that, you may differ in a myriad of ways, but everyone can grow through the application and experience. So I love that because it means that at any point that you decide to step into your own belief in yourself, you then can expand how much you know. And through being happy and putting yourself in that state of gratitude as you're trying to get there, you are going to further your success and you're going to make it happen more frequently and more consistently by being in that state as you're going. Because people will often say, I'll be happy when I'm successful. But really, if you can be happy and jazzed about what you're doing as you're doing it, you will make that success happen and it'll be more inevitable. So I wanted to share that because I love that. And again, I'm going to plug that book again because I think it's so bomb. You should definitely read it. There it is. Yep, Megan. Happiness Advantage. All right. So I've kind of touched on a lot of the questions that were asked. I know I can totally dive deeper into all of them, but we have 8 minutes left and I want to honor what specific questions you want me to dive into before I have to wrap up. And I'll get on another call if you guys do want more of the social media stuff, because I know Megan had asked about growing to 10K. Somebody else had asked about Pinterest and YouTube. And that's a whole nother can of worms that we just don't have time for tonight. But ask away, unmute your line. I'm here and I'll check out the comments too. Hold on.
I just wanted to pop in real quick because what you were just talking about, Jacqueline, about having the belief, and even if you don't know what you're doing, just doing it. We're in the process of a program launch right now with Lift 4, and everybody's like, well, they're hitting high numbers because they know what they're doing. Guys, none of us know what we're doing. None of us have ever done Lift 4 before. This is all new to all of us. So I want you to realize that when you're inviting people to this program, you're inviting them to the test group to do it with you. So don't be hesitant because you're not exactly sure of the details or of the meal plan or of how everything's going to work. Dude, I have no freaking clue either. I'm just inviting people to do this program with me. So just a reminder, while you're inviting people, don't think I can't invite because I don't know the exact details. Neither do we. So just a little note.
It's totally irrelevant. The video that I posted today, if you guys do go to see the one that's getting me the most traction today, I've had 5 to 6 people in the last hour and a half submit their health assessment because of it. It's a T25 video. It's a T25 video, but I'm talking about 25 to 30-minute workouts. And so I'm saying, hey, and when they talk to me, I'm not going to launch them on T25. I'm going to say, what drew you to me? And I'm going to say, this is perfect timing. Next week, we're going to have brand new workouts launched, and you're going to have access to not only the one you saw me demoing that video, but a whole batch of ones that I haven't even gotten to do myself yet. Let's do it together. And that's going to get me jazzed. You have to be jazzed. That's why I did that priming exercise with you guys at the very beginning. You have to be jazzed about what it is you have to offer and just be like, hey, I'm ready to do this damn thing. Who's going to join me? Megan had also shared, you guys, for those of you looking for maybe how to lead a digital book club or ideas on how to do that, there are guides she was sharing in the comments here. She said you can find virtual book club questions online and blogs. Actually, that's exactly what I did this weekend. I hosted a live call for everybody in our virtual book club, and about a day before I did it, I go, shit, I've never led a book club. I've never led a book club. I don't know what to do. So I had to look up, and I found a whole bunch of blogs how to lead a digital book club call. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, this is what I'll do then. So, what Courtney said is so true. Meredith and I had, there was no team training website. Beachbody didn't have a new coach training when we started. Amy was Amy, and she was wide open at that point in time. There was no structure or organization. Kevin hadn't quit working yet. So, we had to figure all this shit out for ourselves. We learned by doing. And I really think the reason that she and I led elite teams in that year 1, year 2 is because we weren't afraid to learn as we grew. We threw ourselves in, and yes, we had communities that were flops, but you know what? Instead of looking at it like a flop, we looked at it okay, what went well in that? What can we take that went well, and what can we take that went bad? Instead of looking at it as like, oh gosh, I only have 2 people that want to do this group. Look at it like, I have 2 people that are going to do this group. And if I help them get results, and they share those results on their social media, they get jazzed. Those could be 2-star diamond coaches on my team in the future. Those could be the first 2 people. Those could be results winners for the Beachbody Challenge. Those people could tell their friends, even if they don't want to be coaches themselves, and those are my next challengers for the next 2 months and the 2 months after that. We are creating a ripple effect, and it's all here. It's all what you decide it means. If you decide it means that you've only got 2 people, then yeah, I can throw in the towel, man, like whatever. But if you're going to decide that you've got 2 freaking people and you are going to make it the most bomb experience for those 2 people because you know that they're going to move forward, and even if they don't, decide what that means. Decide that, okay, I learned from this experience that, you know, when somebody says they're not ready, I need to, you know, gauge my interaction as a coach and my energy as a coach, because I've seen that go the other way. Like, you're going to pour into just those 2 people, and then they're never going to turn around. You need to gauge your interaction with them. Sometimes you need to honor what they say they're not showing up. Their actions are speaking louder words, and move on. You shouldn't focus on just the same persons all the time. And I do want to plug that, because I will have people that do that. They'll say, but I'm inviting. Who are you inviting? The same 10 people. No. That you follow up with them, keep them in the loop, but it should be new people, because everybody's going to have their own timeline, and their evolution is going to go at their own pace. Like I told you, some people I invited 4 years ago, and just now they're like, okay, I've watched you do this for 4 years. There's obviously something to what it is you're doing. Let's freaking do this thing. And they're like, get me the hugest challenge pack you have to offer. I'm going to do the cleanse and the bars and everything, and let's just go. I'm like, oh, okay, if you say so. But it's because commitment and dedication long-term outweighs it all. Like, you've just got to be the tortoise in this sometimes, you know? All right. I don't think I have any other additional questions. Forever. Yeah. Okay. Courtney said, and every few months Beachbody releases a new program to give you some. Yeah. Every month, like truly the launch, if you guys didn't go to Summit and you haven't watched the announcements, there's a PDF, and I can post it in Soul Warriors too. I know I did it in Viva Vita, but there's an actual PDF put together that tells you everything that was announced and all the launch. We have something exciting every month until the new year. There's no reason to not be excited or jazzed to share a different element of your business. And maybe it doesn't resonate with your demographic. And if that's the case, like, all your people are super yogi, and a Sean program isn't going to resonate with them. First, I would say don't discount them, because you don't know what's going to excite them. You still need to share it in some capacity, but then figure out what does. Do a gratitude challenge in the month of November, or do like a turkey, something turkey related, or think about what people need at that phase in their life, you know, and formulate around. Meredith does goddess challenges, and she'll have people in there talking about Ayurveda and facials. And if you're into makeup and your people are like super into makeup, team up with another person that does freaking unique or something, and have them get in there to share how to do your face up and feel good on the outside while you're helping them work on their inside. Like, think outside the box, right? There's so much potential there. All right. If you guys don't have, Planksgiving. Yeah, Megan, I'm going to make you unmute your line. She's just sitting there typing on all this good shit in the box, and I'm going to miss something because she doesn't unmute her line. All right. That is my love, Elle. I got to go. I'm interviewing a babysitter. Fingers crossed for me. I need a date night. All right. I will love you and leave you guys. I hope you got something out of this call. If you did, be sure you share the recording with those that missed it, and I'll catch up with you guys later. Bye, guys.